You're born in Santa Ana, California. 1984. Your mother is Rosalinda Gonzalez Valencia, sister to a man who will become one of the most powerful drug lords in Mexico. Your father is Armando Valencia Cornelio, founder of the Menchito cartel. You're American by birth, Mexican by blood, and marked for this life before you take your first breath. You don't know any of that yet. You just know your parents go away sometimes. You stay with aunts, uncles, people who speak Spanish to you even though you answer in English. You learn early that questions aren't welcome. You stop asking. When you're 7, your family moves to Mexico. You don't understand why. You just pack your things and get on a plane. America becomes a memory, a place you came from but can't go back to. Your mother marries a man named Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes. El Mencho. He's not your father but he raises you like you are. He teaches you to ride horses, to shoot straight, to keep your mouth shut. He's hard but fair. He tells you that family is everything. You believe him. The Menchito cartel collapses when you're in your teens. Rivals. Betrayals. The men your father ran with start dying or going to prison. Your stepfather sees an opportunity. He breaks away, forms his own organization with men who stayed loyal. They call it the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, CJNG. You're 16 when you realize what your family actually does. Not from anything they tell you. From the news. From bodies on the street. From the way people look at your last name. You ask your stepfather if it's true. He looks at you for a long time. Then he says yes. He says they're building something. An empire. And you're going to help run it someday. You don't run. Not then. Not ever. Your 20s are a blur of violence and growth. CJNG becomes the most powerful cartel in Mexico. You watch your stepfather do what no one thought possible. Take on the Sinaloa cartel, win territory, win routes, win. The government puts a $15 million bounty on his head. He laughs about it. He's untouchable. Your half-brother Ruben is being groomed as the heir. El Menchito. He's younger than you but he's blood. You're just a stepson. You learn your place. You take regional commands, prove yourself, build your own reputation. They call you L03, the third. Not first, not second, but still standing. Ruben gets arrested in 2015, then extradited, then life sentence in the United States. Your stepfather doesn't show emotion. He just works harder. The empire keeps growing. You meet a woman in Guadalajara. Her name is Fernanda. She teaches elementary school. She has no idea who your family is. You lie about your work. You say you're in logistics. Import-export. She believes you because she wants to. You date for 2 years. You almost tell her the truth twice. Both times you stop yourself because once you say it, it's real. And if it's real, she leaves. You have a son, Mateo. You hold him in a hospital room in Guadalajara and feel something you forgot existed. A future. A reason. You think about getting out. You think about America, your birthright, a normal life with a white fence and school plays and soccer games. Your stepfather calls you the next week. He wants you in on something big. A meeting with the Sinaloa leadership, truce talks, territory divisions. He says you're ready. He says you're family. You go. Fernandez notices you're different after. Distant. She asks if everything's okay. You say work is stressful. She accepts it. She always accepts it. Mateo is 3 when the violence hits too close. A rival faction tries to kidnap your sister, your half-sister Lesha. They fail. But you see the fear in your mother's eyes. You see the walls going up around the compound. You see your son playing in a yard with armed guards at every gate. You tell Fernanda you need to go away for a while. Business. She cries but she understands. You've been preparing her for this without her knowing. You don't come back. The next 4 years are war. CJNG expands. Fentanyl, meth, territory across 30 states. You're in charge of logistics now. Ports, airports, supply lines. You're good at it. You're very good. Your stepfather trusts you more than anyone left. The blood sons are gone. The nephews are too young. You're the one standing next to him in photos that get leaked to the press. The DEA puts a $5 million bounty on your head. You're flattered. You're terrified. You don't show either. You see Mateo twice in 4 years. Brief visits. Fernanda doesn't ask questions anymore. She just lets you hold your son and then watches you leave. You send money. Enough for a house, school, anything they need. She doesn't spend it. She's saving it. For what? You don't ask. February 22nd, 2026. You're in a safe house outside Guadalajara when the call comes. Your stepfather's security detail. Chaotic. Screaming. An operation. Tapalpa. Military. He's hit. You drive. 2 hours of dirt roads. Burning cars. Roadblocks from your own people trying to slow the authorities. You pass blockades. Checkpoints. Men with guns you've known for years. Nobody stops you. Nobody asks. By the time you reach the location, he's gone. Flown to Mexico City. Dead before the plane lands. You stand in the dark and feel nothing. Then you feel everything. Then you feel nothing again. The organization erupts. Not grief, calculation. Every lieutenant, every regional commander, every allied family doing the same math. Who's next? Who's strongest? Who has the connections, the money, the men? Your mother calls. She's crying but her voice is steel. She says you need to come home, now, before anyone else makes a move. You go. The compound is chaos. Armed men everywhere. Phones ringing constantly. Your mother, Rosalinda, is in the main house with your aunts, your sisters. She's been running the financial side for years. Nobody knows the money like she does. She tells you the plan. You're the successor. Not because you're the strongest. Because you're the one with American citizenship. You were born there. You can move money, move product, move people across the border in ways the others can't. You say you need to think. She says there's no time to think. The first challenger emerges within 48 hours. Audius Flores Silva, El Jardinero, controls 5 states, has his own army, his own supply lines. He calls a meeting. All the major players. He says the organization needs strong leadership. He says he's ready to provide it. He looks at you like you're furniture. You don't speak. Your mother does. She reminds everyone who built this, who funded it, who holds the connections to the bankers, the politicians, the Americans. She says the organization stays in the family. She says anyone who disagrees can leave now. Nobody leaves. But nobody commits either. That night, 2 of El Jardinero's men are found dead. You don't ask who ordered it. You don't want to know. But you know. Your mother's eyes tell you everything. You're 41 years old. You have a son you barely know. You have a $5 million bounty on your head. And you're now the public face of a $20 billion criminal empire that kills people for looking at it wrong. The next weeks are a blur. Meetings. Alliances. Threats. You sit in rooms with men who've ordered hundreds of deaths and talk about territory like it's a business merger. You learn to read who's loyal and who's waiting. You learn to smile at men you'll probably have to kill. You learn that your mother was running things all along. Your stepfather was the face, but she was the brain. And now she's teaching you. You think about Mateo every night. You have a photo on your phone. Him at 6, missing teeth, holding a soccer trophy. You look at it before sleep. It's the only thing that reminds you you're human. 3 months in, El Jardinero makes his move. Open rebellion. He takes 3 key territories, kills 2 of your commanders, issues a video declaring himself the new leader. Your mother watches it with you. Then she picks up the phone. She calls in favors. The Sinaloa cartel, former enemies, offers support. Not out of loyalty, out of math. Better you than a wild card like El Jardinero. The government, through back channels, signals they'll stay out if the violence stays contained. The Americans, through their own back channels, signal they're watching. You go to war. It lasts 6 months. You don't fight, you're too valuable for that. But you direct. You approve. You sign off on operations that kill 200 people. You watch drone footage of compounds being taken. You see faces you knew, men you drank with, being loaded onto trucks. You don't look away. You can't. When it's over, El Jardinero is dead. His lieutenants are either dead or bought. The organization is yours. All of it. The ports, the routes, the labs, the politicians, the money. You're sitting at a desk that belonged to your stepfather, looking at papers he looked at, and you realize you become him. Your mother hugs you. She says she's proud. You don't feel proud. You feel tired. You feel empty. You feel like a machine that's been running too long and can't remember how to stop. You visit Mateo. First time in a year. He's 7 now. He doesn't run to you. He stands behind Fernanda's leg and stares. You bring gifts. He doesn't care. You try to play. He's polite but distant. Fernanda watches with eyes that know everything without asking. She says you need to stop coming. You ask why. She says because he's starting to ask questions. About who you are. About why we live like this. About the guards at the gate. She says she can't keep lying forever. She says one day he'll find out the truth and he'll hate you for it. Or worse, he'll want to join you. You look at your son. Your blood, the only good thing you ever made. And you know she's right. You leave. You don't look back. Today you're 42. You run the most powerful criminal organization in the Western Hemisphere. You have more money than you could spend in 10 lifetimes. You have men who would die for you. You have politicians who answer your calls. You have a private zoo, a fleet of cars, houses in 5 countries. You have a photo on your phone of a 7-year-old boy who doesn't know his father anymore. Your mother calls every day, checking in, advising. She's the only person you trust completely. She's also the person who made you this. You love her. You resent her. You need her. It all exists at once. The Americans still want you. $5 million. They'll increase it now that you're the boss. The Mexicans want you too, though they pretend otherwise. You move constantly. Different houses, different cities, different countries. You sleep with a gun within reach. You haven't had a full night's sleep in 2 years. Sometimes you think about running, disappearing. Using your American birthright to vanish into some suburb, change your name, find Fernanda, beg forgiveness, watch your son grow up. You could do it. You have the money, the documents, the connections. But you know what happens if you run. The organization fractures. The violence explodes. Your mother becomes a target. Your sisters, your aunts, everyone who trusted you, they'd be dead within a year. And somewhere, a man would be sitting at your desk, looking at your photo, making the same calculations you made. You can't leave. You never could. That's the trap your stepfather built. Not chains. Not walls. Love. Family. Loyalty. The things that should save you are the things that keep you here. Your son turns 8. You send a gift. You don't go. Fernanda sends a photo. Him blowing out candles. Surrounded by friends. Normal kids. Normal life. You look at it for a long time. Then you put it in a drawer with all the others. Your phone buzzes. A problem in Colima. A shipment intercepted. Someone needs to answer for it. You pick up the phone. You make the calls. You give the orders. The machine keeps running. You're the machine now. Somewhere in California, a boy sleeps in a normal bed in a normal house. He doesn't know his father is the most wanted man in Mexico. He doesn't know his name is on DEA briefings and CIA reports. He doesn't know that the money keeping him safe comes from fentanyl that killed people he'll never meet. He just knows his father isn't there. And he's learning not to ask why. You're the heir. You got everything you were raised for. The power, the money, the respect. You got the one thing you never wanted, the top spot. And now you sit in a room with no windows, surrounded by men who would kill you for looking weak, and you wonder if your stepfather felt this way. If he looked at his life and saw a cage he built himself, you'll never know. He's gone. You're here. And the only way out is through. Your phone buzzes again. Another problem. Another decision. Another piece of your soul, traded for another day of control. You pick it up. You always pick it up. That's what heirs do.